detain Gamma 070039-7. Subject last seen in Blue Assembly, Zone B, Level 4, approaching Detention Unit 8417.
Sonic, what are you doing here?
We don't have much time. Come on.
Fugitive Gamma, guilty of crimes against the process, must be apprehended at all costs.
It's no good, Sonic. We don't stand a chance.
Trust me, Rihanna, I know a way. Before I was downgraded from Beta, I used to work in archive research. I read a book once. It was called The Bibble.
The Bibble?
The Bibble. It talks of the most important thing in the world.
Vardas?
No, not Vardas. Bigger than Vardas. Bigger than the process.
Nothing is bigger than the process. The process is all things.
I know. I used to think all that, too. But there is something in this Bibble called love, which is bigger even than the process.
Love?
Love, it's all in the Bibble.
What is this love that is in the Bibble?
Well, I'm not too sure yet, Rihanna, but I think it's something like this.
Oh, sorry, no, it is forbidden. That is the old way.
No, Rihanna, no.
Sector B personnel proceed to intercept fugitives on exit 9.
Quick, up here.
Where?
Just follow me, Rihanna.
No, Zark. This is overworld. The air will kill us.
No, Rihanna, you're wrong. This is fresh. It's... Damn it, you're right. Let's get back down again.
Can I help you, my children?
No, thanks. No, we're going back down. Thank you.
You are escaping. You are fugitives from the process. You need have no fear. Your young lungs will soon accustom themselves to our fresh air.
Who are you? Your hair is white. And your skin. Why is it lined?
I am Nicholas. What you see, my child, is the effect of old age.
I did not think we would find anyone else in Overworld.
There are few of us, but we are strong. We lead a simple life. We read books. Come.
You read books? I read books. Here, look.
Ah, from the Bible.
Oh, no, it is from the Bible, and it talks of loathe.
Nicholas, can you tell us what this loaf is?
Tell us, Nicholas.
You want to know what love is?
Rihanna, we have much to learn in this strange new world.
A chilling excerpt there from Vincent Hambro's Tomorrow, made in 1961 and portraying a society of genetically programmed human beings working for an all-powerful state system, referred to in the film as Vardos. But how much of that film was science fiction and how much a prophecy of science fact? Tonight, with the help of Dr. Adrian Cowlacey, a practicing clinician at St Thomas's Hospital, London, and Max Belhaven of the Bastard Institute in California, we will be showing you that with the results of experimentation carried out both in this country and in Wales, there is very little room left for science fiction.
Yes, with the help of our audience, we shall tonight be examining the quite extraordinary leaps forward made, the quite remarkable laws discovered in the field of genetic science.
Imagine a society divided into three categories, or classes, if you like. An upper category of administrators and rulers, a middle category of professional people, and a lower class of workers and manual laborers. A self-perpetuating system, each kept to their own social place. Sounds like some kind of crazy dream, doesn't it? Or does it?
Much of what you're about to see has never before been seen on television. In particular, we'll be showing you the results of a unique human experiment revealed to the public for the very first time. It's all part of genetics, the science of the future today. Come with us now as we take a look through the crystal cube.
The ideas in the film Tomorrow derived almost exclusively from the work of one man, the mid-Victorian scientist, theoretician, and, some would say, prophet, Harris Edgley Woad. Woad was born and brought up in a working-class home, which his parents had specially built in the grounds of their Gloucestershire estate. After 4 years of natural history at Cambridge, Woad published his first book, Tim and the Big Red Engine, which earned him enough money to continue his studies in London. He first excited the attention of the scientific community when he delivered a paper to the Royal Institution in the spring of 1876.
My Lord Duke, fellow academicians, Betty. 4 years ago, I embarked upon a course of investigations which was to take me far beyond anything I had dreamed to be possible.
In 1872, Woad had been examining the process of cell division in animal tissues. He was on the point of publishing his conclusions when a curious mischance led him to take a totally different road.
Yes, Mrs. Sparsley, what is it?
Pardon the liberty, sir, but you haven't eaten for days. I don't know as when I've seen cook in such a pother as when you sent back her vegetable broth untasted. And she had a leak in it, special, knowing as you're partial.
It's all right, put it down now. Be careful, it's gone all over the slide.
Sorry, sir.
Well, don't just stand there. Get a cloth or something.
Yes, I'd best better hurry, sir. Otherwise, knowing the properties of animal tissue, I shouldn't be at all surprised if the hot tea acted as a sort of polarization catalyst on the internal genetic structure, facilitating some sort of chromosomal mutation, and then the old secret of human reproduction would be open to us, sir, wouldn't it? And then where would we be? Lasers, quartz watches.
What was that again, Mrs. Sparsley?
It was this chance remark that led Woad to the establishment of a new science.
Which I shall call genetics, because it is founded upon the study of the gene.
Show us one of these genes. What are they?
They are, of course, too small for the naked eye to perceive.
You said naked.
It is they who are responsible for determining the size, physical characteristics, and sex of every living being. So I say that with a judicious mixture of Earl Grey and Lapsang Souchong teas strained through a silk evening sock.
He said Willie.
No, he didn't. At the bottom of this jar, there is a deposit of cell tissue. To which I shall add Earl Grey, Lapsang Souchong.
He's not going to mix Indian and China, is he?
He certainly is, you know. And Mrs. Sparsley, the sock.
I realize now that all my life has been a series of feelings, woe feelings, towards the great truth of which my discoveries are only a small and humble part. I believe that the application of my beloved genetics will usher in a new age.
An age of order, civil harmony, and universal concord. The creation of new, stable classes. An end to strife. An end to war. No more poverty or starvation. No more rising up through the ranks. No more labor unrest or demands for more money and better working conditions.
It was a triumph. Adrian, would it be true to say that if Mendel and Hosenbaum were the fathers of modern genetics, then Woad was the midwife?
No,
No, I think it would be nearer the mark, Jackie, to say that Mendel was, if you like, the district nurse of genetics. Hosenbaum was clean, fluffy towels and plenty of hot water. And Woad was therefore the organist at the christening.
I see. Max, if we can turn to you now. We've talked about Woad's importance in genetics, but what exactly is genetics?
Well, Jackie, perhaps I can best answer that by saying to you, imagine a desert, all right, in which there is a palm tree. Now, it is, excuse me, it is a healthy palm tree. It is lush. Now, at the base or aroleum of this palm tree, there is an area of green verdancy, that is GV. Now, in this desert, there stands a traveler. Male or female, that need not concern us. Let us say, for the sake of scientific dispassion, that he is neither. Now, the traveler is alone and with a limited water supply. Now, from his distance of, let us say, approximately 65 meters, he espies the palm tree and the area of lush green verdancy. He approaches with the principal
Max,
object.
Sorry to interrupt you here, but what is genetics?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I completely misheard your question. Genetics is, very simply, the science or family of sciences whereby, and if you will, wherewith, and if you with where we can examine the mechanisms governing the gene and its relational componentialities.
Yes. Take, for example, birth. Birth up to now has always been something of a lottery, hasn't it? Something of a tombola. We spin the womb, and what have we here? A future archbishop, prime minister, child molester. It's really anybody's guess. Max.
The sperm, he's the little tadpoley fellow on the right there, is literally brimful of information which he takes along to Mrs. Egg, or Miss Egg, because goodness knows this is the 20th century. The theory is now that we can actually tell the sperm exactly what it is that it has to say to Miss Egg.
Boy, blue eyes, blonde hair. Sounds ideal, doesn't it? Thanks, Max. We have, of course, greatly simplified the science of Woadian engineerment. Sperm are, after all, a great deal smaller than we've implied here and rather resent being handled. But the technique, I hope, is clear.
Well, that's the cold scientific theory. But what about the human factor? It's 1986, and that's not too far away now, and I've been asked to go and see my local GP. So, let's see what it's all about. Good morning, Doctor.
Morning, Jackie. Now, I see here that you're about due to start a family.
Well, I thought that was always my decision, Doctor.
Did you really? Yes. Well, let me start by punching you in the keyboard now. Now, then, what is your status classification?
Status classification? Oh, dear, I'm not sure. Do you mean my shoe size?
No. Now, I need to know your grading. I see here that you're a beta. Now, what kind of baby is it that you want?
Well, an alpha boy would be nice, Doctor.
Well, I'm afraid it's by no means as simple as that, Jackie.
Why is that?
Well, because, you see, only alphas may beget alphas. Otherwise, obviously, everybody would be wanting one, and then where would we be, you know?
I suppose it does rather smack of a sort of Nazi master race situation, doesn't it?
Yes, but there would be drawbacks too, Jackie. You see, you've got to have your quotum of gammas.
And what do gammas do?
Well, gamma workloads are entirely mechanical and unskilled. Manual labor, town planning, journalism, that kind of thing. Gammas can't think.
Well, I think I'll stick with a beta, if I may, Doctor.
That's much the best decision, Jackie, yes. I can offer you an L-type clone, very quiet, librarian, Sagittarian, up to grade 6 piano, and if you're prepared to wait a month, non-smoker.
Sounds smashing.
Well, I think we're beginning to get an idea there, aren't we, of the kind of system that Woadian engineerment might one day entail. But, you know, that day isn't as far off as we might suppose. Because Woad's dream has, in a sense, already become reality. 20 years ago today, in room B27 of Imperialist College London's biology laboratories, Dr. Samuel Buck Heather became the first man successfully to engineer another human being, Gamma 0001, or more simply, as he is known by all the laboratory technicians, Gareth. And tonight we are very privileged and honoured to be able to welcome Gareth to the Crystal Cube studios for his first ever public appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him. And now, with the cooperation of our studio audience, we'd like to put a little test of Gareth's abilities. Now, earlier on, we took all your names and put them into this bag here. Now, I'm going to ask Gareth to draw one of the names from this bag at random. Gareth, Operation 317S. Thank you very much, Gareth.
Oh, no, no, cease. Go this way, please.
Thank you, Gareth. Now, I think this says M. Liam. Do we have an M. Liam in the audience? Is there an M. Liam? Mr. Liam? Would you mind coming down very much, Mr. Liam? Would you? Thank you. If you give him a good hand. Thank you. Good sport. Thank you very much, Mr. Liam. Thank you very much. Now, if you'd just like to just face it. Thank you very much. Now, first of all, what's your Christian name?
Mike.
Could you just speak up a little?
Mike.
Mike. All right, Mike, where do you come from?
Kentish Town.
Mm-hmm. Which Kentish town would that be? Canterbury, Sevenoaks, Ashford, Bromley?
No, London.
No, we're in London. I asked you where you came from.
Well, from London.
You came from London to be in London. Yeah. OK, now I'm going to ask you quite a simple question. I want you to concentrate, all right? Now, who is our current Prime Minister? Our current Prime Minister. No help, please.
Margaret Thatcher.
Well, I suppose it was a trick question, wasn't it? All right. Max?
Gamma.
Well, I can tell you now that you're a Gamma, Mike. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Well, that's something you can tell your acquaintances, isn't it? All right. Now, I'd like you to come up here and meet Gareth, who is also a Gamma.
Gareth,
All right.
shake Michael's hand.
Oh, hello.
Isn't he delightful? Now, the task that we have chosen for you both, excuse me, is a comparatively simple one. We have here a quantity of eggs, and we want you to sort them into their size classifications. That is, large, medium, and small. Alpha, beta, and gamma, if you like. Now, you're to test the size using the size tester provided, like so, and then place them in the relevant compartment using your hand provided. Is that understood? Yeah. Right, now remember, we're looking for speed and precision. Are you ready? And go.
Well, we'll be returning to Gareth and Michael later on during the show to see how they're coping under the stress of a monotonous routine. Meanwhile, back to Jackie.
Thanks, Adrian. Well, while Gareth and Michael battle it out, it's time for us to consider the ethical side to the question of genetics, the small print, if you like, in Harris Wode's bequest to the world of science. Would you please give a real Crystal Cube welcome to the Bishop of Hawley, the Very Reverend Previous Lockwood. Good evening, Bishop. You are, of course, the co-author of the recently published pamphlet, The Church and the Gene.
That's right, Jackie, yes.
And what led you to write this pamphlet?
Well, it's funny you should ask me that, Jackie, because there's a rather amusing story attached to that. The Sub-Council of Synod asked me if I'd be prepared to write the pamphlet. And so I did.
Can I ask you first, then, what is the ethical problem as far as the Church is concerned?
Well, as far as I understand it, Jackie, we're dealing here with a system of massive obligatory population control, a rigid system whereby millions of people are programmed to work for a pittance, without question and for long hours, and that's fine. Insofar as it goes, that's all well and good.
So the Church applauds this?
No, I didn't say that. I'm almost certain I didn't say that. My wife is recording this program, and I would be most surprised to get home and find that I'd said that.
Well, what then is the Church's position?
Well, Jackie, if you remember, a similar problem arose when Synod voted, and I may say with a fairly comfortable majority, in 1978, to condemn outright the goings-on in Auschwitz, Belsen, and Dachau. What it all boils down to is the first Christian commandment.
Love thy neighbour.
Yes, very good, Jackie. By neighbor, it doesn't just mean the person living next to you. It means the butcher, the queen, the German farmer, and indeed anyone living in the whole wide NATO alliance.
Well, that brings us rather neatly onto another aspect of the ethical question, and that is, can we rely on other nations to be as rigorous in their safeguards as we are being? Journalist Martin Beeley recently returned from Moscow with this piece of film, shot at great personal risk both to himself and his colleagues. Good evening. First of all, can I ask you, how on earth did you manage to shoot that piece of film?
Well, it was quite simple, really, Jackie. All we did was cut a hole in the bottom of a duffel bag, put the camera inside the bag, covered it with a travel rug, slung it between the front and the rear seats in the vehicle, and then slapped the whole shebang on a 6-foot tungsten carbide tripod just to keep it steady. And in answer to your second question, no, we weren't scared. We had a job to do, and we did it. Our real coup came after 5 months waiting, and I believe we're going to see it now. We managed to smuggle this piece of film out thanks to our contacts in the Russian underground, or Metro, as it's known.
Yes, it's absolutely extraordinary. What exactly is going on there?
Well, the guy in the picture there, a guy by the name of Sigorin, he's a Comintern secretary, used to be a general in the Red Army. In the picture there, you see him handing over a briefcase which contains a coded report on what's become known as Operation Gregor. It's substantially the same as what's happening with Gareth over there, but as you saw, it's on a massive scale.
So would you see the Russians as having some sort of master plan?
Well, I think you'd have to be a bloody idiot not to, really, Jackie. I mean, really, you only have to go fishing to see what these guys are brewing up.
And what exactly are they brewing up?
Well, the tremendous advantage that a Gregor has over a natural, as we call them, makes them ideally suited for military first-strike capacity.
And that's precisely what we're hoping to find out tonight, how they compare. So if you'll stay with us for a moment,
Yeah.
Martin, we'll take a look at how our own gammas are getting on. Adrian.
Well, Jackie, the battle of the gammas has certainly been hotting up while you've been chatting. Max, do you think we're ready to draw any conclusions yet?
Stop now, both of you, please. I'm going to have to be candid here, Adrian. The performance of Michael has been, well, pathetic. Just extraordinarily pathetic.
Yes, pathetic, certainly. But what about Gareth, though?
Well, Gareth, as you can see, has progressed with speed and precision. He's achieved a far higher egg quota, if you like.
Well, what's the reason behind this dramatic differential?
Well, it's largely a question of concentration, Adrian. Michael here appears to be very easily distracted, doesn't seem to be able to keep his mind on anything for any length of time. I'll just show you a little test here that I think will show you what I mean. Michael, I'm going to throw this egg up in the air, and I want you to catch it, all right? Here we go. Very easily distracted. He doesn't seem to be able to focus.
I believe you're going to step up the workplace stimuli.
That is absolutely correct, Adrian, yes. What I'm going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to play the part of a factory foreman represented by this baton, and I have some new instructions for my workers. Now, Gareth, you've worked extremely well, but I'm afraid I want you to work twice as fast for half the money. Now, Liam, I'm afraid you're going to have to work 3 times as fast because of your pathetic performance early on.
Yeah, look.
Look at what? Look at that. Pathetic.
Is this sort of behaviour typical of an
Oh,
unprogrammed
yes, it's
gamma?
pathetically typical, yes. Oh, physical violence.
that again?
Yeah, you're threatening physical violence now, are you?
Well, I think we can certainly get a clear idea, though, of the kind of irrational behaviour an unprogrammed gamma is prey to on occasion, which would obviously cost his employer money. Jackie, shall we discuss?
Yes, Bishop, can I just ask you very briefly, has what you've seen here changed your opinion of what genetic engineering might entail?
Well, there is a problem here, Jackie. I won't call it an ethical problem. Let's, for goodness sake, leave that to the experts. There is a problem of the sharing of the benefits of this project. And on that, I urge caution.
You people are living in cloud cuckoo land. If you think the Soviets are going to urge caution, then I'm afraid you've just bought yourself an ivory tower, because these guys mean business.
Yes, well, I take your point, Mr.
No, I'm
Beebe,
sorry,
but
you don't know these guys. You don't know how their minds work.
I beg your pardon. I do beg your pardon, but Hawley has been twin dioceses with Larushka for as long as I can remember.
Thank you so much, Bishop. And now...
It's the same with the church. The Russian Orthodox has slowly been building up its congregational capacity for the last 20 years, and we've been sleeping.
Well, thanks very much, Martin. I hope very much that this is the sort of the ground that we'll be discussing when we take in some of the views expressed by our studio audience. But for the moment, Adrian.
Thank you, Jackie. Now, to add their comments, we're very pleased to be able to welcome along to the Crystal Cube studios Gareth's parents, who've kindly come along and consented to chat about bringing up their son, Mr. and Mrs. Well, I suppose Mr. and Mrs. 0001, is it?
3 zeros, yes.
Hello. Hello, and thank you very much for taking time off to come and talk to us. Tell me, what was it that made you decide to donate Gareth, as it were, to science from the moment of his conception?
Well...
I think the idea's always been there, hasn't it? We were told that we could either have Gareth in the normal way, or we could accept a large sum of money and the chance to appear on national television.
And the vicar, the Reverend Wright, he said it wouldn't stand against us on the last great day.
So we went ahead and agreed.
Jackie?
Were you aware that members of the clergy were giving their support to this kind of scheme, Bishop?
Was I aware? No. Am I a bishop? Yes. As a matter of fact, I know the Reverend Wright well. He and I are old sparring partners from my years in the ring. And he would never have given Gareth's parents this advice without consulting the relevant pamphletry and taking into account environmental factors.
Adrian?
Well, I'd like now, if I may, to bring in the natural gammas in our audience tonight. Max, what percentage do we have of gammas in the audience?
It's roughly 71% ours, Adrian.
71% of you here are, in fact, natural gammas. Gareth, could you stand up, please? Now, I just wonder how many of you in the audience would be prepared to have your children processed in the way that Gareth here has been?
We exist to serve the process.
Well, we seem to have some kind of broad consensus there, Jackie.
Does that surprise you, Bishop?
No, it doesn't surprise me, Jackie. What does surprise me is when people come up behind me and shout boo in my ear when I'm not...
Well, I think that we can see from this that the gammas
Mummy!
Hello, Gareth. You're
Really
looking well, dear.
Really are as pliant as they're said to be. So, if we talk to our beaters in the audience, I wonder, we'd like to take
Mummy.
That's right, dear, yes.
We'd like to take some sort of consensus of opinion amongst our beaters in the audience.
He's got my Bible!
Give it to him. And it says that it's wrong to go around if we could just turn to our beaters in the audience now, if you could...
Just give me the Bible. He's got my Bible!
Don't look at me. I've warned people about this time and time again. Where's your balance deterrent now?
Need your Bible if I get back my freaking
Love is perennial as bizarre. Come on.
Carol! Caravan!
I'm sorry, I've seen far too much ugliness in the world to be touched by it anymore. I mean, I think it's just about time you people realise just what a very, very nasty world it is.
I can't see that. Into the crystal cube shows us that whether we want them or not, these developments will happen, and we must decide later on in the last analysis whether they are good. My thanks tonight go to Adrian, to Jackie, Max, and all our guests. Next week on the Crystal Cube, we will be looking into the British theatre. Has it become a kind of institution for purveying live drama to paying audiences? We'll be bringing you a filmed report, live discussion, and more studio. Until then, goodbye and good night.
Vince?